Okay, hi. I just wanted to make this video about reading A to Z, or really, just helping your child with leveled reading. Um, just some guided reading tips that I use, and that it helps my students be more successful in their reading session. I'm gonna go because um, some of my kids have accessed Reading A to Z. I'm going to use that as my springboard, and this is really, to help my parents who are working at home with their kids on Reading A to Z. But again, if you've got leveled readers at home, or in your classroom, or whoever's watching this. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to look here, or can go here, but I'm just going to look here. I'm going to go to Leveled Up, and then I'm going to look at this book. It's After School, and I'm just going to go through. Now, I made a list, words to know, and these are the high frequency, not really high frequency words, but they're the picture words that match the picture. So I'm going to write this down, and all I'm using is just some index cards. These are a little bit bigger. I think these are 4x6, but the little 5x4s will work. Or if you don't have that, just some plain paper and cut it in quarters works just as well. So I wrote those down, these words to know: act, bike, dance, play, sing, and study. And then I'm going to go through and look. It says, I like to study after school. I like to play after school. I like to dance after school. I like to. So it's the same sentence over and over again. And so what I did was I figured out my high frequency words. And so I made my card. I like to, sorry, and then after and school. All right, so I've got those little cards made, and then before they even start reading, we're just going to go over and review the words. Okay, so I'll flash up a card. If they don't know it, I'll read it for them, and then they repeat it. So I'll flash it, like, to, and then they repeat it back to me. And then eventually I'll just flash it to them, and I'll spend maybe a minute just flashing up a card, seeing if they can read it, and sometimes I'll do it over and over again, just to get them seeing the word and being able to identify what that word is. You remember, high frequency words are not, or called sight words. They know them by sight. They're not decoding them. They're not, breaking them down and sounding each sound out. They should know them by sight. And, as adults, we read by sight. And it's very rare. Sometimes we'll come across a word that we don't know. That's when we kind of go into our decoding strategy. But high frequency words, the more high frequency words that they know, and if they know their letter sounds, they're going to be more successful in reading. So it's really important to, engage them and get them learning their sight words. So anyway, so I'll go through those, and then we'll start looking at the book. I'll do a picture walk, and that's when I tie in these words to know. And some of the books don't start out with the words to know. They don't have a list of the words to know. on there. So you can come up with them on your own. Well, what is he doing? Well, what does the picture say? It says study. He's studying. So I'll write down study, play, and then I'll just say, hey, can you find the word that matches the picture? And, so that's another way, to engage them, another pre-activity before you actually start reading the sentence. So that's another one. And then once we've done the picture walk, it'll say, they'll go through and I'll say, what is he doing? Looks like he's doing a play, well, what is that word right there? And just kind of do a picture walk. That's not really a picture walk. It's a little picture and a word walk, but just kind of going through and looking at the different, where are they at? That's a library. And what is she doing? Oh, she's reading. And then what are they doing? They all have their mouths open. What is this word right here? Sing, and so I would go through, what are they doing? Riding their bikes. Do you see the word bike in the book, on the page? Yeah, and then they can go over and highlight bike. We like to have fun after school. All right, so that's a little bit different. That's one different word, and you can write those down as well. We have fun. I would just have them read those words, and you can make the cards with it, but I would just kind of go over that sentence at the end, since it's a little bit different. Then once they're ready, and once they know the words, then I'm just going to go through, and before they start reading, just for a couple of pages, hey, can you point to the word like? And see if they can, if they can find the word like. Point to the word school. Find the word school. Point to the word I. Can you find the word after? And then they should be able to point to it. If they can't, say, okay, what does it start with? After. What does it start with? Oh, it starts with an A. Can you find any word that begins with an A? And touch that. Can you point to two? And I would just do that with a couple pages. You want to go ahead and start reading that. I like to, and have them try to read it. Study after school. And so if they're still struggling, just guide them with it. And then do a couple, here's the other thing. This isn't read it once and then, oh, they're done, have them do it, have them read it again. If you feel like that one they struggled with a little bit, for my guided groups, there's, some that are ready to truck on along and let's go on to the next book. But then if they're struggling with it, I'll pull another group and have them reread that, just so they have that understanding of those words and that connection, and that they've actually mastered it. So, go through finding the words in a second page, again, until you feel like, okay, they've got that one down, and that's another stack of words that they've learned and that they've mastered. So that's really how to tie in high frequency words, how to tie in, some decoding, some letter sounds with, the guided reading piece. And also on this, don't forget, they can record their reading session and share that with me too. So that's something that I'm able to do and give feedback on as well. So I'm really excited about that. But anyway, I just wanted to make this quick video, just so, you know, everybody's kind of understanding the process of it, the importance of these leveled readers, and how to engage with that, and connecting, you know, how do I connect the sight words to this, you know, so because sight words are in everything. So anyway, I hope that helps you, and happy reading. Thanks. Bye.